All right, Ross. Speaking of Kyrie and Kevin Durant, Magic Johnson, the legend, he tweeted, as he's wont to do, about their, what type of tandem they are when they went down 0-3. Rob G, tell us what Magic tweeted.
Magic Johnson, the right-hand dribbler himself, tweeted out,
Stop it. The best point guard in the history of the game.
I've seen some of the best duos. Me and Magic got beef. I've seen some of the best
big
duos.
I thought you were a Lakers
You
fan.
got beef. Magic don't even know you.
Yes,
so
I've seen him at El Pollo Loco one time, and he gave me the side eye. All right,
Did he give you the brother nod or no?
No, he just looked past me because I'm like, I'm
really?
like a foot and a half
Magic
shorter than him.
Magic will just say hi to everybody.
He tried to say his name was EJ. I'm like, dude, you're Magic Johnson. Like, everyone knows who Magic Johnson is. Trying to act like
you should have told him, hey, I'm producer of the Odd Couple with Chris and Rob.
He would have said, yeah, okay.
He would have gave you love.
He's like,
he
no.
He's maybe bought you some baked wings.
No, he said that's a black show, so that he knows I'm lying. All right, so here's what
I do miss I will say this. I do miss the baked wings from El Pollo Loco. Y'all know I used to go in there probably 3 days a week at least. Get their baked wings.
Looking for a discount
from
you know
Whole
what I mean?
Foods.
Right. And then Rob boycotted, and then like Chris, I can't go back no more. So that's what happened.
You got to back me up. I didn't know. Are we a black show? Is this a black show?
That's what people tell me.
No, we're a show for all people.
No.
Huh?
We are a show.
We're a black
for
show,
all
Rob G.
people.
What do they say? You work on the black show?
We got a Mexican producer. How are we a black show?
They don't know that. They think Alex is black.
No, they know. They know.
think
And
Alex
Alex
is black too?
clearly is white. Nobody thinks he's black.
I do.
The voice, I'm telling you.
He's got a great voice. What are you talking about?
That is a great voice, but you can tell he's white.
Are you
Alex,
saying because
people
he's into
think you're
anime?
black sometime when you call?
Hey, why are you taking shots, see?
I'm not taking a shot. I'm just saying. Let's not act like, let's not act like, it's not 100%, but a lot of times you can tell a person's race by their voice, particularly black and
Not
white.
all the time.
Not all the time, right. Not 100%.
In my early days, I would call black women to their house when you used to call their house phone to try to, set up a date or talk to them.
They thought
or whatever.
you were white?
And their mother would say, there was, I think some bill collector called for you. And she would say, like, who? Like, what are you talking about? She said, some guy named Rob Parker. Because she couldn't believe I used my last name.
Wow.
So she thought I was, and then, she said, I sounded white and I used my full name. So I didn't call and say, yo, what's up? Is Tracy home? I would say, hey,
and that's
is
good.
Tracy there?
Yeah.
Can I speak? It's Rob Parker. Can you tell her to call me back, please? So they thought I was white.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought. Your voice doesn't sound white to me. I wouldn't.
Rob G thought I was white originally, but
Absolutely.
that's another story. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, so go ahead, Rob.
So here's the Magic Johnson tweet. He said, quote, I've seen some of the best duos that have ever played in the NBA in my 40 years of being associated with the league. After watching the first 3 games between the Celtics and the Nets, I'm wondering if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are a good fit.
I don't know if he's talking about when shots don't go down, no one's a good fit. And I think if they're winning, does he still say that? I think it's just a byproduct of where you are in a series. I don't think if they won those first 2 games.
But Rob,
But I'm just trying to, because a fit, Chris, whether you win or lose, and hear me out, okay? Just hear me out. We knew that Westbrook wasn't a fit before they played a game. That's what I'm trying to say. That wasn't a second
he's
guess.
An extreme version.
No, but I'm trying to use the point
he's
that
not
it wasn't
a good fit with a lot of people.
It wasn't a guess after they got off to a bad start or after the season got off to, and then you go, oh, I don't think they fit. Everybody kind of knew that they don't fit. I don't think that Kyrie and them, when they played together, they're 13-3. I know that they haven't played a lot, and I know a lot of things have been there.
Is that true?
Yes, they're 13.
When those two played together, Durant, Kyrie,
or maybe the big 3 when they were together.
That's a different animal.
No. But Rob G, find out what those two
Harden's
are.
Gone.
And they've only played 45 games together or something like that. It's like a small number. But they have a good record. So I'm just saying, I never looked at those two and thought that they didn't fit. I thought that KD doesn't have to have the ball, like some star players. Kyrie's not afraid to take big shots. I thought they complement each other. I don't look at their style of play and think that they don't go together or they're oil and water. That's all.
Well, I hear you on that. I just don't think – I just think saying if they will come back and win this series, are you going to be saying that? Of course. And if Boston goes on to win the championship, everybody's gonna be in love with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So I just don't think. I mean, of course, if stuff like that happens, but I agree with you in that you don't look at their styles, because Kevin Durant can pretty much fit with anybody. I mean, he fit with Russell Westbrook, and Russ obviously was a different player. He's a little
they got
younger
to the
than
finals.
obviously, right? So Durant, just the nature of his game, catch and shoot, not a ball dominant, he can pretty much fit with anyone. So I agree, Rob, stylistically, there's no issue with them. I think the issue with those two, and this isn't that they're a bad fit, I just don't think either of them are leaders. I think Kyrie is a very strong personality, and which, a lot of leaders need to have, but I just think he makes a lot of decisions that aren't, like, it's not being a leader. I haven't seen great leadership qualities from him. Kevin Durant, I think, is a guy that kind of wants to just ball and do his thing. And, so I don't think either one of them are great leaders. And I think that's their challenge. I think the things that ail them, Rob, it's not their game or the way they play. It's just, Kyrie, Rob, I've said it. The only person I think can really stop Kyrie is Kyrie. Whether it's taking a time off here and there, just for whatever reason, whether it was not getting vaccinated. Even now, I think, and more power to him if he wants to go on his fast or Ramadan and all that. That's certainly his right, and I don't begrudge him at all for that. But watching Rob, he looks like he's out of energy. Like Kyrie, we've talked about it. Nobody can really, for the most part, stop him. But he's kind of being a bystander these last 3 games. He's 2 for 5, 7 points. He's not bringing the ball up a lot of the time. Sometimes he is, but Bruce Brown, Goran Dragic, Kevin Durant, they're bringing up right. Then? I just wonder, Rob, is he a bit zapped of his energy? Obviously, he's not eating until I think 6 o'clock or dusk is when you can eat, and it might even be it's just dusk, so I don't know if it's an exact time. But I think the things that ail these two, Rob, are more off the court. And I said it last week or 2 weeks ago. I said, I think KD, who should be the Batman, kind of has a Robin mentality. And Kyrie, not these last 3 games, but in general has a Batman mentality when I think he should be the second guy. The one thing I'll say about Kyrie in his game, I don't think he's like a great setup guy. He's got the handle of a point guard. He certainly can make great passes, but I think he's got the mentality of a 2 guard. And he's not a great setup point guard. I don't even think he's ever averaged 7 assists a game. So Durant, somebody like that would be a good fit with Durant. But I do agree with Rob. I just think stylistically, Kevin Durant can pretty much fit with anybody. I think it's more their mindset and the things they do off the court, particularly Kyrie.
I just wanted to give you the Ramadan says you can eat, Chris, before sunrise and after sunset. So it's in between those hours you're fasting. Before
sunrise and after sunset.
So you could have an early breakfast, right? And then at sundown, right, sunset, you could still eat. So I don't know if he's not eating before the game. And what time is because now
I got
sundown.
A funny story about Ramadan, Rob.
Yeah, tell me.
My brother was a Muslim for about 8 or 9 years.
Was he?
Yep. In college, he joined at Howard University, became a Muslim. And I didn't know much about Islam.
How did that go over about with the family?
It was tough. Yeah. It was tough.
No, I'm just
asking. He wasn't celebrating holidays.
Right. I know mom and dad were like,
thou.
Right.
Yeah, and he would admit that he was holier than thou at that point. And he was a black Muslim. He was in the Nation of Islam. Okay. And so I didn't know much about Islam. I'm a senior in college. I go to visit him at Howard University. He's a new Muslim. And so he's celebrating Ramadan, right? And they're not eating. So one night, I was going to go to a meeting with them, a Muslim meeting at Howard, and he and the rest of the Muslims. And so I was like, look, man, he was in class. I was like, I'm going to go get something to eat. I wasn't doing Ramadan. So I was like, I'm going to go get something to eat. And will I be able to eat it in there? And he was like, yeah, you should be able to eat it in the meeting. That's cool. So,
What?
Rob, I didn't know anything about the Muslims at that point. I didn't know they didn't eat pork or nothing, right?
But I could tell
So
you that
I
they
go
probably
to a
weren't happy
soul
about
food restaurant.
about you eating in the meeting. I know that.
I go to a soul food restaurant. I get some ribs and all the other stuff. And I'm in their meeting. It's probably about 30 people in there. And I'm eating ribs in the meeting. And everybody's kind of I asked them, though, before I got in, I said to the brothers there at the door, I said, hey, can I eat inside? They were
You're
like, yeah,
eating
cool.
that nasty swine in front of us.
Oh, I was eating, and everybody's kind of looking at me. They're polite, but they kind of looking at me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in the back, right? I didn't know, though, they were looking at me because of the pork. I just thought they were looking at me because I was eating.
No, it was
And
the pork. That's
later
what I was
on,
thinking,
I realized,
right.
oh, my gosh, I'm sitting in there in a Muslim meeting eating pork ribs in front of them. But it was hilarious later on once I realized it. But, yeah, so I do think, doesn't he look a little, and I'm not blaming, hey, do what he wants, but he just doesn't seem to have the same energy, Rob. I mean, this is Kyrie Irving we're talking about. And he's being a bit
it doesn't
passive.
seem from game one. It seems like definitely different. When you get
All
ribs,
right.
Chris, do you name them? Do you name? I usually
No,
call my
you
ribs-
name your ribs?
Yeah, I usually call them
Are you
Porky
serious?
before I eat them. Yes,
Porky?
That was for Alex. Yeah, Porky.
I didn't like that, but thank you.